Hi Leo, welcome back to Key Wisdom Tarot. My name is Ruth and I'm your Reiki Master and Tarot Reader. This, Leo, is your general bi-weekly reading from the dates between October the 25th and November the 11th, 2018. I'm going to pull 6 cards initially. The first 3 are going to relate to the month of October and the second 3 are going to relate to the month of November, okay? There's no specific focus, so you, apart from the fact it's as general, so you apply it to area of your life that you think it fits the best, okay, Leo? Your love reading for October is still available to view, so obviously you can check that out, along with a pick a card reading as well that I've put out there as well, so you can check those out this before the end of the month. Okay, I've already shuffled, etc., so let's get started, Leo. Okay, my darlings, there's a few for you. Okay, Leo, I feel like changes are afoot for you, actually. Even before I look at the cards, these are going to be your clarifiers. I'll just pick them. I'll know when to pick them. Yeah, I feel like changes are afoot for you, Leo. And, maybe substantial changes, actually. Maybe some substantial changes are afoot for you. Just bear with me a second. I feel like there's some is it that's it seems like it doesn't matter, but it does matter. It does matter. Right, there we go. It seems like it doesn't matter, but it does. Okay. We'll see, won't we? So let's have a look for your at your energies in the month of October then. My fabulous Leos. We've got the 3 of Swords. We've got the Hermit card and the 6 of Pentacles. Okay. So first of all, the 3 of Swords. So this is Sword energy is about our thoughts, our minds, our clarity, our communication, and our consciousness. Number 3 is a master number related to the Ascended Masters. It's a kind of understanding, which is obviously passive, about understanding what's happened, how you feel about something. And it's the universe, with it being number 3, shining a light on something for you, saying this is something that you need to understand. In this instance, it's about understanding a betrayal, potentially a heartbreak that you've had, an experience nonetheless that has made you feel disempowered, an experience that has made you feel weaker or weakened by that experience. It could have been a relationship with anybody, a partner, a wife, a husband, a girlfriend, boyfriend, but it could have equally have been a friend or a parent or someone that you trusted, a trusted adult, or your child, anybody. It's a situation that's left you feeling a little bit disempowered. And this is something that's already happened. When we have the 3 of Swords, it's not like that's what's coming toward you necessarily. It's that this is something that you've been carrying around, or your attention is being drawn to at this time. I feel like there's a card that wants to come. I think it's this one. I picked all those clarifiers, and it's not any of those. It's this one, the Temperance energy. So this is about healing. This is about the Temperance energy is about making your way through healing. It's about being active yet being passive. It's about taking action, but it's about recognizing and reflecting on how the actions that you've taken, how they made you feel. If you've taken no action, in the past, and you've been left feeling like this, it's about recognizing that. It's about recognizing with the Temperance energy that you're being made aware of that right now. You're becoming conscious of that. You're becoming conscious of the fact that I did not do anything, and because I did not do anything, this situation got this far. It got to this stage. And that's not that's a positive thing to realize that, to recognize that, because look, it's showing that this is healing that you're going through. It's a healing process with the temperance energy there. So you're going to be healing from these feelings of disempowerment, these feelings of feeling weakened by because of another person, because of your connection with another person, or because of a situation that's unfolded and happened. Okay, the next card you have is the Hermit. The Hermit energy, and this is related to the sign of Virgo, which is about going and it's about going within, digging deep, finding the answers, finding what is already there, finding what exists, finding the things that you're carrying around. What are these swords that you're carrying around with the number 3 of swords? What are those things that are plaguing you? What are those feelings that are making you feel stuck, that are making you feel trapped, that are making you feel weak, that you can't break out of a cycle, that you can't break out of something? What are those things? Because let me tell you, you can break out of it. You can break out of thinking of yourself in a specific way, thinking this is who I am, this is how I get treated, this is just what happens to me. No, it's not. No, it's not. If those things keep happening, again, it's like the universe is the karmically, a situation that keeps arising is not because you're a bad person or you did something wrong. It's because you've got to see why that situation keeps arising and what within your power you can do in order to change your situation. And that could be something as small, as seemingly small, as thinking differently about yourself or feeling differently about yourself. I did put up a card reading last week, and I urge you, some of you, if you're feeling stuck within a cycle, within these, negative emotions and feelings, if you're feeling stuck, go to that reading, because that reading, as I said, answers the question: what is blocking my flow? What is blocking that flow of energy, that changes? What are blocking those changes in your life? So go and check that out. And actually as well, I'm going to upload a video about mantras today, and I actually think that that's going to be something that really does benefit you. So that will be uploaded by Wednesday, so check that out as well. That might help you to think, as I said, think differently, start thinking differently, which is, if we can change our thinking, then in turn we can change how we feel as well, okay, about ourselves, okay? And this is really what you're being urged and encouraged to do in the month of October. Go within and find what's there. What do you actually already think? What actually exists already in there? Because some of you will find this. You'll find, I don't feel strong, I don't feel confident, I don't feel able, so we need to turn that around, don't we? First of all, the way that we turn that around is, first of all, by recognizing it, by recognizing that you feel this way about yourself, by recognizing that you feel hurt, let down, damaged, unable, like you feel like that. And it's fine to feel like that. Once we recognize that, again, feeling like that, recognizing that, is healing. It's part of the healing journey. It's part of the process of healing, okay? It's like the first step. And if you put energy into that, if you put your energy into understanding that, like you've been encouraged to do with these cards so far, it's like you get something back, something practical, something that you can see. There's a difference in how you behave. There's a difference in how you treat yourself. There's a difference in the actions that you take. There's a difference in the areas that you put your energies, because you start to see and start to recognize and become conscious of how you have been treating yourself, or what you've been carrying around and how you've been feeling about yourself. Once you sort of get that clarity and that understanding, once you come into that understanding, then you get something back. You feel different. You are different. You start building your relationships differently. You start speaking in a different way, for example, okay? And it will affect us all in different ways. It might just be, it's not just, it might be in the way that you feel about somebody. This is connected. Good. It's nice to see that, isn't it? It's like we start to feel that difference. You start to realize, do you know what? I've been trying so long, and I've said this to you over the last couple of readings, haven't I, Leo? We've been trying so hard for so long to be strong for everybody else, and there comes a point where you've got to recognize the toll that has taken on you. There comes a point when you've got to recognize that you have to give yourself that same level of compassion. I mean, this is one of the most beautiful things about the Reiki precepts, and one that I found so difficult when I started learning Reiki a few years ago. It was, be compassionate towards yourself and others, and look how yourself is first. You know, you're about the pack, you're about protecting your family, about protecting your friends, about making sure everyone else is all right. And I've said this to you before, Leo, and it's about realizing the strain that puts you under, even though you're happy to do it, and because you feel like you're strong enough and you feel like that's your role and you feel like you're able to. You have to give yourself a break. You have to give yourself that love. And I've told you, you know, it's hard sometimes when I do Leo's readings, because some of my family members are Leos, including my mum, and it hurts me to think she would ever feel, you know, like this, but that's why I have to say it. That's why I have to say it to you guys, because as I said, I know how good your hearts are, and you've got to give yourself that same love. You've got to give yourself that same compassion, and as I said, it looks like you do, and it looks like it makes a real difference. It might be that you start paying yourself more attention. It might be that you start making new friends, or you know, taking up a new hobby, or doing things that you find fun, that you find exciting, that you enjoy. You know, you might buy yourself a handbag, or buy yourself, I don't know, what do people buy? What would I buy myself? I don't know, you buy yourself something just to say, do you know what, I'm going to buy myself a bunch of flowers just because, you know, it's nice to be nice. I'm going to be nice to myself. You know, try something like that to be nice to yourself. You know, buy yourself a bunch of flowers, or, you know what I mean? One of those little mini bottles of wine for you when you're having your dinner. You know what I mean? Just something nice for yourself. I think you've got to have that, because it looks like there's these feelings. These are the things that have lingered with the Three of Swords. Okay, this one wants to come out next. It's probably clarifying this. So let's have a look. Oh, we've got these two. I didn't realise there was two there. This is for what's coming towards you in the month of November, and it's basically what I just said, which is really nice. We've got the Death card, and we've got the Page of Wands. So we've got your energy already, haven't we, with the Strength card. So again, feeling strong, but recognizing that the reason you know that you find your strength is because you're going to start to see and recognize the strain and the weight that you do take for the people, and it's okay that you do that, but you've got to also give that back to yourself as well. Okay, so going into November, then we have a change coming, and it's nice to see that, you know, we have this transformation for you, the Death card, the number 13, and this is what we need. We need to have these this one wants to come out. We need to have these transformations. You need to go through this experience of releasing these Three of Swords, and saying to yourself, okay, I don't have to think of myself in that way anymore. I don't have to treat myself in the way I've been treating myself anymore, or I don't have to allow myself to be treated that way anymore. I can do something differently. I can think something differently. I can tell myself something differently. I can do different things. I can go do the hobbies that I want. You know, that's going to make me feel better about myself. That's going to start waking me up again. That's going to start making me connect with who I am in essence again. And I've forgotten that. Because I've spent all these years bringing up all these kids. That's what my mum might say. Or whatever it is for you, okay? And again, this is moving in a direction, one that you're passionate about, one that makes you feel good, one that you're feeling a bit more alive again. And as I said, sometimes it's about recognizing the things that you leave behind when you become a husband or a wife, or when you become a mother. You might, or when you become a girlfriend or a boyfriend. You know, you might leave things behind. You might leave some of the hobbies that you like to do behind because you've got this relationship or this job to focus on. You know, not because anyone tells you, but because you feel it's better for you to put your energies into the family or to the job or whatever. But ultimately, actually, you know, you're the the driver. You're the one who has the power, the energy. You're the one that keeps these things together, and you have to give yourself that time. You have to give yourself that love, that compassion. Yeah, do this something that you're drawn to doing, something that makes you feel good about yourself. Join the choir. You know, do the things that you know, get back on the horse. Literally, if you stopped horse riding since you've had your kid or whatever, you know, whatever it is, you know, get back out there and do that, because you need to remember who you are. You've got to carve out time for you. Okay, you're important, Leo. So I really like that. That's what this energy is suggesting. It's suggesting this transformation from you know, from feeling like this, from feeling like, you know, you can't do anything, you can't go anywhere, you know, to feeling, do you know what, I'm going to. And this is action. Pages are masculine energy, which is about taking action, moving in a direction. And this is actually saying you do something about it. You don't just think it in your brain. You actually start taking action, doing things differently, taking action in that direction. This wanted to clarify. Excellent. Look at that. Excellent. So for some of you, it might be new love. We've had this a couple of times for you guys, actually, haven't we, over the past few months, Leo? But it could be new love, or it could be new love of self. You know, renewed love of self, feeling good about yourself again. You know, as I said, recognizing your value, recognizing that, yeah, just because I'm a mum doesn't mean I can't, you know, go out with my girlfriends, you know. And I mean, my mum goes out more than me, she does, to be fair. But for you guys, you know, for you as an individual, you know, if you, as I said, if you're a new mum, or if you've been head down busy working on a project or a job, or you're planning your wedding, or whatever it is for you individually, you know, somewhere along the line you've carried other people and you've not been giving yourself that love, that self-love. And this is really saying that transformation is happening with the Death card and with the Page of Wands. I mean, for some of you, it could be as well that you've been, if we look at it in another way, it could be that you've been single. You've been single for some time because of heartbreak. Yeah, you've been single for some time because of heartbreak, and it's been hard for you to let that go. It's been hard for you to get over that previous relationship. And coming into November, you finally do. You finally said, you know what? I'm kissing that heartache goodbye. You know, I realise, I've looked within, I realise that it's something that I'm still holding on to. I still feel like I'm going to get cheated on, or I still feel like I'm going to be betrayed, and I need to let that go. And you do let that go, and you go, and maybe you start dating again. I think really though, this is as well as much about us confidence as anything else, just feeling better. And then look at what we get again, feeling better, you know, going to the gym again, you know, getting out there again, you know, starting your dating again, or whatever it is personally for you in your life, okay? So this is really excellent, really lovely cards to see, okay? Then we have this one, which is the Seven of Cups. I don't know if I mentioned, I put a video on last week about the sevens, about each of the sevens, cups, swords, wands, pentacles, and the Chariot card. And I talked a little bit about the impact of these cards. Sevens are about, we call it, it's linked to the seventh house, obviously, and which is linked to Libra, so it's about balance. And if we think about the balance, different balances in our life, and achieving those different balances, or in our actions, being in balance with our feelings, you know. So we're not just doing something because we feel obliged, we're doing something because it's truly a reflection of us, and it's truly a reflection of our joy, or of our true authentic feelings. It's about that balance. When we have there's a bit in the description box as well, so you can read that as well. When we get the number 7, it's as if it's the Seven of Cups, because cups is about our thoughts, our emotions, our intuition, etc., our internal. It's as if we can't make any sense of anything. We can't make any sense of our emotions. We're struggling to understand them. We're struggling to come into balance. And that might be because of, you know, past, not just past experiences, like a way of, hang on, let me try to get it straight in my head before I say it. Okay, so it's like someone else has always decided for you what you feel. They've told you how you should be feeling, potentially some of you. So then it's very confusing now when you're out here on your own, when you're trying to make your own choices and decisions. And I don't mean that as in like you in any way naive or anything like that. I don't mean it in any way that way. I mean, like, sometimes we can be confused by other people. They can manipulate us, for example, and you feel sad, for example, upset, for example, and you say to your partner or your boss or whatever, or your friend, I feel upset, and they're saying, oh, you're not upset, you're just tired, you're just being silly, there's nothing for you to be upset about. Does that make sense? So it's like that ability to interpret your own emotions as being clouded anyway, maybe because of your own truth, maybe because you telling yourself, even if you're feeling one way, you're feeling sad, you're feeling down, you're telling yourself in your head, no, I'm fine, which is actually the Seven of Swords. But anyway, that sort of can sometimes skew your own interpretation of your emotions, your feelings, and I think that for some of you this is actually a love reading. It'll resonate in a love way. This is linked to this card. It'll resonate in a love way this for some of you, because I think for some of you there has been potentially manipulation in the past relationship, and it confuses you now. So you might meet somebody new, for example, and you'll sort of you'll misinterpret what they do and what they say and how they feel. Like, you might mistrust them, and the only reason you mistrust them, for example, will be because of what's happened in the past and not actually anything to do with what they did currently. Does that make sense? So I think for some of you, this is what it's like for this. This is what it's like with this Seven of Swords, the Seven of Cups. I get the sense, as I said, there's been some misinterpretation of emotions. That's how it comes out. Misinterpretation of emotions, not being able to clearly interpret how you are feeling, and that's something that's happened. Seems to be a result of something that's already happened in the past. If that makes sense, it should make sense. I hope it does. Wow. So it is a love reading for some people, actually, even though it wasn't meant to be, but it's coming out that way, isn't it? We have the Two of Cups. This might be where the confusion is. It could be that there could have been some sort of misunderstanding with previously, in the past, but this, how you felt about somebody. Maybe someone's coming back. They're coming back towards you now. There's a renewal of this love. I mean, to be fair, we've got this Ace of Cups, and you don't know what to do about this renewal of love. There's a real feeling, though, connection between you and somebody else potentially. If this is just if this is a single solitary reading, it's not about any other person. It's just about you. This is suggesting that, again, there's number twos. It's you're committed really to feeling a certain way about a situation, about yourself, etc. That's what that could mean if it's not anything to do with love for you. So Leo, it's interesting. This is really saying that there's something that you're misunderstanding. So whether I feel like it's like because of how badly or how poorly you were treated in the past, that now something good comes and you don't see that it's good, but it is good, if that makes sense. It does make sense. Okay, good. Okay. Again, last one for October. Well, we've got the Ace of Wands, so we've got two aces now, so we've got new beginnings. We've got these new beginnings, and we've got this new look, haven't we? So it could be, I mean, I feel like some of these cards have repeated in your readings. I can't remember. I feel like they have come out. Definitely this energy has come out. We're going through, there's changes happening where you're starting to consider yourself. You're starting to consider your feelings about things. And you're starting to want to just really just move in a different direction now and not feel ashamed or guilty of doing that. And I don't think you should. And you definitely shouldn't, I should say, with these energies here. This is definitely saying, there is something new that you can go towards, and that, this is a new start, something that you should feel good about, something that is exciting, something that is going to make you feel good and make you feel happy. It's just about understanding how you're really feeling. And I think that is something that potentially is, for some of you, you're afraid of. You're not necessarily afraid, but it's, yeah, a little bit shy, a little bit afraid of really, you know, acknowledging your feelings about towards someone or something, you know, of wanting this new change, this new start, of having this new change, new start. It feels like it's a bit, you're a bit a bit uncertain. There's a little bit of trepidation there going on, but clearly, it's something that needs to come through for you, okay? And finally, look at that. Well, I can't. I mean, if it wasn't meant to be love, we can see love reading now. We've got the King and the Queen of Cups, haven't we? We've got the Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups. So for some of you, this is going to definitely ring true as a love reading. But regardless of whether it's a love reading specifically for you, blah, 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 think about the energies, though. Think about the cycle that you've been going through. Think about the cycle. Forget about a new person coming in, blah, blah, blah. Forget about that. Think about the cycle as well. You know, this feeling of recognizing where you've been in love, recognizing how you felt because of relationships from your past, whether they be with your parents, your children, your lovers, etc. Think about those relationships from the past and how they have, look and see what they've done to your self-esteem, what they've done to your feelings of love, your strength, you know, what they've done to make you feel weakened. And now recognize that that's something, regardless of who comes towards you or whatever, or no one, this is something now that you've got to recognize that you can change, you can do something about, and you can transform from. And it's okay to do that. It's okay to love yourself. You know, the Queen of Cups is the passive, if you will. It's about feeling, understanding that love is there, love is present, love is necessary. You are worthy of love, okay? You are capable of love, okay? And you deserve it. It's about feeling that way. The King of Cups is about feeling that way and taking action toward that. You know, it's about moving in that direction. This is both you, the King and the Queen. That's what you're feeling. You're starting to feel like, I need to do things that show me that I love myself. I need to buy myself those flowers, or go out with my girlfriends or my mates, whatever, have a drink and just relax and give myself some love again. I'm going to do that. That could be it. So this could all be about you, but it could also be about, you know, potentially inviting love into your life from another person as well. You know, when we have this Two of Cups as well, and the Ace of Cups and the King and Queen of Cups, to be fair, it does potentially suggest for some of us, for some of you, not us, I'm not a Leo, but for some of you, it does suggest that there's that potential there for you to actually start to take a different step in love now, you know, going different directions when it comes to love, treating yourself better, loving yourself, having more compassion for yourself, and being more truthful with what you want and who you are and how you feel and what you deserve, and really going after that. Yeah, so Leo, I mean, I think that's I love that reading, actually. I mean, look at that. I mean, seriously, that's beautiful, isn't it? I mean, you've done, we'll put these, shall we make these your thumbnails? I mean, when you see the I think that's brilliant, to be honest. I think they're great cards. So I think you're gonna be all right, Leo. I think that, you know, essentially for you guys, you really need to learn to love yourself. You really need to learn that you matter, and that you can give yourself that love, that focus, that devotion. You can, and there's no shame in that. There's no shame in putting yourself first or in giving yourself that love, okay? That's what you need to do. And as I said, it could definitely be coming around for some of you, okay? Leo, I hope you loved that reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I loved reading it for you. Let me know how you find it. I will be posting your love readings for the month of November. I'll be posting your love readings for the month of November, at the beginning of the month of November. And for those people who are not interested in love, etc., as I said, apply the energies, but also there is the pick a card reading, what is blocking my flow. You can check that out as well to give you a bit of a more general overview, potentially. Okay, thank you so much, Leo, for being here. You can follow me on Key Wisdom Tarot, at Key Wisdom Tarot, Instagram and on Facebook. And if you would like a personal reading, it is keywisdomtarot@gmail.com. Thanks so much, Leo. Take care. Bye.